Welcome to Justice for New York. I'm your host, Charles Collins. Here in this video, I will tell you that 1. The New York State, controlled by the Democrats, has deliberately stripped its citizens, including our military and police, of their statutory and constitutional rights. This is being covered up by both the state and federal governments. 2. That the New York State judiciary promotes child abuse. 3. That the New York State promotes the alienation of fathers from their children's lives. 4. That Democrat Chief Judge Kay held that the right to a public trial before one is imprisoned is not a substantial right in New York State. That Democrat Chief Judge Kay held the right to a jury trial before one is in prison is not a substantial right in New York. The constitutional right to appeal to the Court of Appeals pursuant to the Constitution of New York State is not a protected right. The right to competent or effective assistance counsel is not a substantial right in New York. New York State can deprive its citizens of both federal and state statutory and constitutional rights, as they are not substantial rights in New York, nor are they to be protected by either the state or federal judiciaries. That the New York State judges and district attorneys are allowed to strip individuals of their statutory and constitutional rights with impunity, and it is covered up by the higher court judges. Governor Cuomo declared a ban on doing business with North Carolina because of their decision to require persons born a male to use a men's room and a woman born a female to use a ladies' room. Yet Hillary, Cuomo, and Obama want transgender males to use girls' locker rooms and to shower with them. This applies to all girls 10 and older. Under the Democrats, my 11-year-old granddaughter loses her constitutional right to privacy in favor of transgender males. Why are transgenders given more rights than my granddaughter? Hillary Clinton supported the Black Panthers when she was a young lawyer. Hillary Clinton clearly has supported all the groups involved in rioting, looting, destroying, and burning homes and businesses, and so have all the Democrats. Hillary's involvement in the Benghazi incident, where Hillary lied and 4 Americans died. Hillary's email scandal, where Hillary and Obama sent classified and top-secret emails to each other on an unsecured server. This was a criminal act in violation of federal statutes. The Democrats have no respect for state and federal statutes or the security of this country. The Democrats have gutted our military in order to support illegal aliens. 14. The Democrats have done nothing concerning the poor quality of care given to our veterans within the Veterans Administration. In fact, not one person has been held responsible for the deplorable treatment of our veterans in this country. The new head of the Veterans Administration refuses to appear before Congress and testify for or against these findings. The Democrats condone and support the refusal by the head of the VA, as they clearly want our veterans to suffer. Yet, they provide expedited funds for medical treatment to illegal aliens. 15. Obama has let well over 19,000 illegal migrant criminals out of jail, with over 900 convicted of sex crimes, 208 convicted of murder, 12,307 of drunk driving, and with over 8,234 violent criminals back into our society. Clearly, the Democrats believe illegal aliens have more rights, are to be held to a less stringent standard of law, and deserve specialized treatment more so than any of the citizens of this country. After all, the Democrats need their votes. 16. Obama released from Gitmo 5 top terrorists in exchange for a U.S. traitor charged with desertion. The military is currently stalling the trial of Bo Bergdahl until after the election. Most notably, these 5 released top terrorists have been caught committing new acts of global terrorism, and more than likely, Obama will probably pardon Bergdahl for his great job of deserting his country. 17. Chicago is touted as having the toughest gun laws in the country. Since the gun laws were placed in effect, Chicago has seen a 72% increase in shootings, with an 88% increase the first 3 months of this year. Chicago murders went from 82 murders last year to over 141 so far this year. There are over 677 shootings this year compared to 359 last year. Since Obama took office, over 3,600 people, that's right, 3,600 people have been killed in his hometown of Chicago. That none of the gun laws passed have had any effect on the criminals or lowering the crime rate. The gun laws do not go after the criminals. These gun laws are clearly directed at the average law-abiding citizen. The Democrats keep making promises and nothing gets done. They're all talk and no action. Baltimore, Charlotte, Chicago, Detroit, Philadelphia have been controlled by the Democrat mayors for decades. These cities have been decimated over the years by the Democrats. That every state run by the Democrats has high taxes and is deeply in debt. Welcome to New York. Shootings, murders, and other violent crimes are up in these cities, and more because the Democrats do nothing about the quality of life within these cities. Wake up, America. The Democrats do nothing. New York City was in the same decimated state under Democrat David Dinkins until Republican Rudy Giuliani cleaned it up and there was a higher quality of life. Giuliani brought the murder rate in New York City down from over 2,500 per year to under 500 per year, and the quality of life went up in all neighborhoods. That's even the low-income areas. It went up. Now Democrat Bill de Blasio is taking New York City back to where it was before Rudy Giuliani. New York City's quality of life is once again being demolished and going down the sewer. 22. Democrats have created sanctuary cities that protect criminal illegal aliens against prosecution, and the Democrats do not care what crimes these illegal aliens have committed. Democrat Obama told us that our health insurance premiums would be going down under Obamacare. Instead, they are continuing to go up at least 5 times or more than the rate of inflation. It was just announced that the rate for next year is going to go up 25%. It's probably going to actually somewhere between 25 and 147%. They're picking the low end. Democrat Obama told us that under the Democrats' Affordable Health Care Act, we could keep our doctors alive, as most doctors do not accept Obamacare. 25. A vast majority of the health insurance companies within the Affordable Health Care Act are pulling out because Obamacare is losing them huge sums of money. This is just a prelude to the full collapse of Obamacare and our government taking over our health care system. Remember, the Canadians come here for their health care because they have to wait 6 months to a year to get it in Canada. Doctors from Canada come here to this country to practice because they can't practice in Canada. That's not what we want. Hillary Clinton is clearly untrustworthy because she is a proven pathological liar, an influence peddler, a threat to our national security, and all of her indiscretions are being covered up by the drive-by news media. 27. The Clinton Foundation gives less than 6% to the needy. That means that less than $6 million of the $100 million donated actually went to causes they supposedly give money to. The rest goes to the Clintons and their cronies. 28. The New York State Democrat attorney Eric Schneiderman is investigating and scrutinizing the Trump Foundation. Why is he not investigating and scrutinizing the Clinton Foundation? Oh, I know why. Donald Trump is a Republican and Hillary Clinton is a Democrat. 29. The Obama administration and the Democrats have divided this country far worse than it has ever been in the history of this great nation. The Democrats claim they want people to come together, but clearly their actions are intended to pit one group against another and proclaiming, "Never let a good crisis go to waste." The more fighting and chaos, the more the Democrats like it. They use the race card all the time. And the only way this can be done is if Democrats keep the races divided and apart. They manipulate, divide, and conquer with no concern as to the consequences. Race relations are at their worst, even though a majority of the white people in this country helped vote Obama into office. The Democrats support those who disrespect our flag by allowing them to burn our national symbol of freedom. This flag should be revered. It should be cherished. It should be honored. But the Democrats don't do it. The Democrat followers don't do it. They think it's a joke to go out there and burn our flag. You don't see Republicans out there burning the flag. It's the supporters of the Democrats. If you don't believe in this country and you don't believe in this flag, I don't know what to say. You're horrible. Because this flag should be revered for all. It's given freedom to millions of people, only to be taken away, our freedom's being taken away by the Democrats. There has never been a more free country as the United States of America. By doing so, the Democrats clearly show their disdain and disrespect for all those who have fought for this country's freedom. In this country, when it comes to disagreement, it is clearly the Republicans that demonstrate better restraint, temperament, and respect to this nation, as they do not go out and disrespect our flag and burn it. Only the followers of the Democrats do it, and they support it. Under our Constitution, it may be legally right. That still does not make it morally or respectfully right. 32. It is my personal opinion the Democrats support terrorism, and I'm sure you will agree with the following. A Democrat, as seen through their deceptive actions and lack of law enforcement during the incidents in Ferguson, Baltimore, and Charlotte, supported those that rioted, looted, and burned business property, destroyed and burned residential homes.
4, 3.
Democrats, as seen through their deceptive actions and lack of law enforcement during the incidents in Ferguson, Baltimore, and Charlotte, supported those that rioted, looted, and burned business property, destroyed, and burned residential homes. The Democrats condemn the police automatically, no matter what the true facts reveal, maintain a hair-trigger judgments, skew the truth with lies, and then ignore the facts once the truth is exposed, that clearly justify an officer's actions. A perfect example of this is demonstrated by the hands up, don't shoot fraud perpetrated that was proven to be false based upon testimony from honest black people who didn't want their names released for fear of backlash and retaliation for telling the truth. Democrats love to insert false narratives into unstable situations that incite and perpetuate chaos, which then leads to rioting and deliberate destruction of property. The shooting incident in Baltimore actually involved black police officers and a black suspect. The Democrats released statements that the incident was race-related, leaving out the police officers were not white. All of the police officers that went to trial were found not guilty by a black judge, and one of the accused officers' proceedings resulted in a hung jury. In Milwaukee, a black man was shot by a police officer, and the Democrats spun it into a racial incident. The facts that were released demonstrated a black police officer shot a black man who was armed and aimed a pistol at him. Now, how is this incident characterized as being racism? Yet, all of the Democrat followers accepted the incident as being a matter of racism, then proceeded to protest by looting innocent businesses, destroying public property, burning buildings, and police vehicles. Democrats just love anarchy. Democrats, on the other hand, when it comes down to radical Islamic terrorism, downplay the terrorist acts and argue for a wait-and-see approach. Democrats clearly illustrate their support for terrorism with a see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil approach. One-time pastor Walton Douglas shares some very powerful thoughts concerning Donald Trump. I've heard too many say lately that we, the American people, have no choice in this November election. Do you really think that God would leave us with no choice? Come on, people, where's your faith? He has heard our cries. In defense of Donald Trump, try to keep this in mind. Trump did not steal your money. Trump did not raise your taxes. Trump did not quadruple the price of food. Trump is not starting a race war and dividing the country. Trump did not lead any United States soldiers or representatives of our government and citizens in Benghazi to be slaughtered and desecrated by radical Islamic terrorists. Trump did not send the U.S. Navy to fight for Syrian al-Qaeda. Trump did not arm ISIS and systematically exterminate any and all Christians throughout the Middle East. Trump did not betray Israel. Trump did not provide financing and technology to Iran's nuclear weapons program. Trump did not give our military secrets to China. Trump did not remove our nuclear missile shield in Poland at the behest of Russia. Trump did not shrivel our military and betray our veterans. Trump did not cripple our economy. Trump did not increase our debt to $20 trillion. Trump did not ruin our credit twice. Trump did not double African American unemployment. Trump did not increase welfare to a record level for 8 years. Trump did not sign a law making it legal to execute and imprison Americans. Trump did not set free all of the terrorists in Gitmo Bay. Trump did not steal your rights, violate U.S. constitutional law, or commit treason hundreds of times. Yet Trump is being ripped apart in the news nonstop every day, while Barack Hussein Obama, Hillary Clinton, and the criminals occupying our government are not being accused of any wrongdoing ever. The drive-by media is in part the Democrat Party. Save our culture, stop listening to them. In summary, if you prefer that you and your children's rights be violated and abused by our existing corrupt court system, if you believe our government officials should be above the law and above reproach, if you believe in minimalizing and destroying our military that keeps this country free, if you feel our country should apologize for protecting those who face prosecution and persecution and annihilation for their promotion of freedom and Christian or Jewish religious beliefs, if you support unwarranted, lawless rioting, looting, and burning of innocent businesses and homes as a proper form of protest, just look at those cities. Probably nobody got prosecuted. If you believe illegal aliens should have more rights than the average American citizen, if you believe that Democrats in New York State have the right to deprive the citizens of this state of their statutory and constitutional rights of a public trial, a jury trial, a court of proper jurisdiction, fair and impartial judges to hear your matter, competent assistance of counsel, if you believe the Democrats have the right to falsely imprison someone because they demanded their statutory and constitutional rights be enforced, if you believe Democrats are justified in stripping the citizens of this great country of their constitutional and statutory rights, and you are comfortable with this, then vote for Hillary. She and her corrupt cohorts, the Democrats, will make sure you and your family have no rights when they are done with their agenda. Make no mistake about it. The Democrats are terrorists. If you believe in the rule of law, respecting our flag, our military, and that the Constitution must be preserved for all, then vote for Donald J. Trump in 2016.